I'm Orestria, a goth girl in Japan, and I'm here to judge the summer 2024 anime season by its posters. Is this a good idea? Probably not, since people keep yelling at me in the comments. Me saying the show does not have a poster does not mean that the anime will be bad, and does not mean that the source material is bad. They could all be bad, they could all be great, doesn't matter. I'm just looking at the posters. If you don't watch my other videos, I do watch the first episode of virtually everything airing in the season, and this video is an excuse to talk about why I won't be watching the few things I won't be watching. Boku no tsuma wa kanjou ga nai. A fairly simple poster. We've got a kind of dopey looking guy and a robot who I'm going to presume is his wife based on the title. If I cover up his face, then I think I really like it. I'm being so mean right off the bat. I do not like his face. I do adore this little dude toasting the purple blob of I don't know what. Am I excited to watch this show based on the poster? No. Tasuketsu. Are you seeing this now? Yes or no? If this was red, it would really be giving horror font, but it's purple. Video distortion in the background? If it is some kind of mystery horror situation, presumably involving technology, then this poster is perfectly fine. It's gonna make you wonder what's happening. If that's not what the show is about, then I think it's a terrible poster. And I try not to read what this stuff is about anyway, but it's not giving us much. The tags do say action and mystery, but the tags can be iffy sometimes. Am I excited to watch this show based on the poster? Honestly, no. Even if it's going for a mysterious vibe, I feel like it could give something stronger than that. Oshinoko season... Oshinoko second season. What? I guess our actors in Oshinoko are performing in a Demon Slayer ripoff show? What am I looking at? Oh, I'm going to forget everyone's names right now, and it's going to be really embarrassing. We've got Ruby and... Meme? I'm assuming main dude is playing this character. Wow. If you covered up the bottom half of this poster, I would not know it was Oshinoko at all. Which is kind of ballsy. I do feel like it's a lot of characters. It's saved a little bit by the colors being really dynamic. It's such a weird concept for their poster though. Oh god. Based on the poster alone, without my knowledge of what the show is, it's a lot of characters. If I didn't know what the show was, I would be why are they demons and these are more regular everyday looking people? Of course I know the show, so I know they're actors. In reality, I'm incredibly excited for this. I've been obsessed. Tokidoki posotto rasha go de dereru tonari no aria-san. Yeah, this is pretty boring. We've got 5 high school characters, one of which is the cool guy standing at the back, 4 of whom they're pretty, but it's very bland. These 2 are giving virtually the same facial expression. This one is giving a little bit more by having a wink, and this one is a little bit more cold. At least they bothered to give us a background. Am I excited to watch this based on the poster? No. Ore wa subete o peri suru. Gyaku kanjigai no sekai saikyou wa bokensha ni naritai. Oh, we got a buzzword isekai / fantasy with game rules type title. We have an adventurer dude standing in the front. What stands out about him is he doesn't look like a Japanese high schooler. He's also got some scars on him. He's also holding this gnarly looking sword. It looks kind of melty. There's these glass shards with eyes in them, which I like. At first I interpreted this one as the sword having an eye, which I would like because for reasons that are beyond me, I'm really, really into swords with consciousnesses. But I'm not sure if that's actually what it's representing now that I've noticed there's 2 other eyes in glass shards. We've got confident girl, cold girl, shy girl. It starts to give isekai. Or not, it starts to give harem. am I interested to watch this show on the poster? A little bit because of the sword. Megami no Cafe Terrace second season. I dropped the first season. I will say that aside from the ecchi, I actually really liked what the show had going on. It felt like it was doing this found family thing that was really pleasant. The quality was really good. I just could not with the ecchi. So if you are into ecchi, it might be worth a look. Senpai wa otokonoko. Otokonoko is like a man that looks like a woman or a boy that looks like a woman. So the title makes me excited. We've got 3 high schoolers. They appear to be lying on the roof. One is a guy. He does not have a blank facial expression as so many protag-kuns do. He looks kind of smarmy. We've got a girl with long hair who has a very blank expression, and a girl with shorter hair with a more Genki expression. The puddles showing the reflection of like the blue sky are kind of nice. The shadows going over them a little bit. I would say maybe watching. Like, compare those 2 high school posters. This one is obviously the more interesting one on the face of it. Oh, that's a long title. Why are they all so long? Hazure waku no joutai ijou skill de saikyo ni natta ore ga subete o jurin suru made. We may have some, like, fantasy/isekai overpowered keywords, but this poster is not at all what I would expect from those things. Dudes in the middle crying out in, like, I don't know, agony or terror, reaching out for help with a bunch of, like, hands and paws and monster limbs reaching out towards him. I think that's an effective poster. Action-adventure. I think it would be a more effective poster if horror was here. My big concern would be that maybe it's going for, like, edgelord stuff. Aside from the keywords, I actually don't understand most of the title. But we've got 2 keywords here. We've got skill and, like, saikyo. The keyword bingo of the, like, isekai fantasy overpowered genres. Getting serious. Kinnikuman Kanpeki Joshin Shisohen. I'm vaguely aware of Kinnikuman. I've seen Kinnikuman toys at, like, Mandarake in the used section. I've never watched any. I don't think I'm super interested in watching any. What that stands out to me in this poster, aside from the fact that there's a billion people on this poster, is that there do not appear to be any women at all in this poster. They're, like, interesting, fun, overboard designs, I guess. By definition, I'm not watching that because it's a continuation of something that I haven't watched the first bit of. The poster does not excite me either. It's so hard for the eyes not to roam and look ahead, and I saw a giant pair of titties down at the bottom of my screen. Shika no ko, noko koshi tantan. Okay. You know, there's a couple of shows coming up that I've actually heard something about. I've heard something about the Otoko no Ko show. And I believe I heard something about this show. Which, there is our Shika no Ko. There is our deer girl. And also a giant monster deer breaking down the giant clock tower of the school, I guess? These designs seem pretty varied. Like, they've got different sweaters on to try and show their personality. This girl has giant sleeves. Really amused by them being very cartoony and the deer being much more, like, realistic looking. I'm not in love with the poster, but it seems wacky. And in general, I like wacky, so we'll see. Bye-bye, Earth. Sorry, I made the mistake of reading the katakana, which is always going to be really funny. Bye, asu. Okay, so that does seem to be a woman in kind of knight's clothes with an absolutely giant sword. And who doesn't love a girl with an absolutely giant sword? He's got cat ears. Actually, basically everyone seems to have some kind of animal feature except maybe her. So maybe she's been, like, isekai'd into, like, an animal world. I like his deer face. He's got a cute face. It's a lot of characters. But, like, we've got a good gender mix, too. I will give it an acceptably interested. Ramen aka neko. So here I'm torn, because I think this is a very cute poster idea. I like that the border and the coloring actually really gives, like, ramen restaurant. Like, it kind of feels like it could be the poster advertising the ramen restaurant itself. But to generalize, I'm not super interested in shows that are about, like, actual cats like this. Like, if it was a cat instead of a cartoon cat, or like a cat girl or cat boy, I kind of like to be in one of those areas and not this, like, cat, but it's acting like a human, so it's cartoony. Okay, it's giving something different, right? If I'm going to complain about isekai fantasy overpowered things and high school things, then let's try to build up some enthusiasm for something with a different concept that tried something with the poster. So, yeah, I will call that maybe interested. 2.5 Jigen no Ririsa. Okay. This is some kind of otaku show. Down here at the bottom, we have someone's living room, and these girls are, like, coming out of a book. And in the background here, this is the Tokyo Big Sight, which is a huge convention center in the Odaiba section of Tokyo that hosts Comiket, the, like, biggest manga and doujinshi convention in Japan. So, these are, like, literal fantasy characters. Does that make me feel better about these outfits? Comedy ecchi. Oh, Lord. No, I'm not excited by that poster. We'll still watch it. It would actually not be the first time I genuinely enjoyed a comedy ecchi, but odds are not in your favor. Atri, My Dear Memories. There's a lot being told here, actually. They appear to be in high school uniforms, which is somewhat less exciting. But we've got, like, a crutch here. And not like a temporary crutch like you just broken your leg, but like a more permanent item or more high quality item. They're in the water, which could be suggesting at, like, themes or emotionality, especially since the name has something about memories in it. But also there's, like, this ship that maybe looks like it could be a submarine. And then there's these trails in the sky, like a jet just went by. So maybe it's giving some kind of, like, army, military, like, something happened situation. Yeah, I would say I'm interested by this poster. This poster makes me intrigued by the show. Cardfight Vanguard Divinitsu Season 2. I have not watched any Cardfight Vanguard, and I'm not planning on starting now. Delico's Nursery. I mean, I often can't stand children, particularly in anime, but there's something very goth about the aesthetic here. The rose, the gem, the poster being dark at the top and dark at the bottom with the only light in the middle. And even then, the light is, like, backlit on the characters. The characters seem to have some strong designs. It's giving a little bit like Kuroshitsushi, especially this kid. Like, tell me that's not child CL. Like, I mean, CL's already a child, but more child CL. Yeah, I'm not like, oh my god, I want to see this. But yeah, that poster is effective enough, I think. Fantasy Supernatural. Dungeon no Naka no Hito. So the title is, like, the people inside the dungeon, which, based on this poster, I'm assuming are these little golem dudes who are adorable. So yeah, these little dudes working in the dungeon. I don't love these character designs. These girls are giving, like, we're being drawn like we're children, but we're actually not children, which is not aesthetically my favorite design. If I liked the girls' design more, I would probably give this a, like, excited, but I don't. Speaking of designs that I'm not excited by, Elfu-san wa yaserarenai. One thing I will definitely give this poster is that it was striking. Like, I'm trying not to look ahead, and I noticed it the moment it was on my screen. It's got that vibrant yellow. Does that say love oil? Jesus fucking Christ. I want more plus-size anime characters. But I don't need more plus-size anime characters if they're existing only to be fetishized, which is what this feels like. Look at the way she's grabbing her tummy for the camera. Look at the way they've got her chewing fries to give her, like, a cute face. Comedy ecchi. Yeah, because it's fetishizing this woman. I'm not excited to watch that. I'm gonna watch it! Look forward to that! take your bets on if it's the worst show of the season or not. Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. I watched a little bit of Fairy Tail back in the day, but I have dropped it, so it's not bad. It's just not amazing, and there's a lot of it, so honestly, I probably watched more than I should have because I liked Urza. Gigi Harem. I mean, the poster's not giving harem. We've got 2 high schoolers in a classroom. The colors are a bit washed out. The, like, cherry blossoms subtly blowing past it outside the window and, like, the curtain blowing in the wind are kind of nice. I like that they were willing to show him, like, sleeping like a doofus. There's been a spat of romance shows recently that are from the guy's point of view, and the girl is, like, this perfect dream girl, and he's, like, this regular dude, but for some reason she likes him, and then I see this girl, and she's gazing lovingly at this guy literally drooling in his sleep, and yeah, comedy romance. I'm not excited by this poster. Gimai Seikatsu. So we have 2 high school kids, and he does look like bland, standard anime high school boy. And honestly, at this point, a pretty girl with long blonde hair is giving just as much nothing to me as this type of character design. But obviously what's nice about this poster is we are seeing the same scene from 2 points of view. We're seeing looking at her face and his back, looking at her back and his face. I'm hoping it represents that we're going to see things from both points of view. Comedy psychological. I was expecting romance from that sort of poster, but romance isn't there, at least on Anichart at time of recording. Grendizer U. Oh, wow. It is giving 70s action figure promo. I both kind of think this is probably not my thing, but also just love it. The bold colors, the almost like painterly style, the lightning bolts everywhere. Sick. Do I think I'm actually going to enjoy this show? I'm less confident, but that poster? Yes, bring it on. I'm here. I'm asking for something different. That poster? I know I'm getting something different. Isekai Shikaku. We have a very lighthearted, maybe slice of life looking isekai poster. We've got a big old dragon flying in the sky. Some kind of castle up on a high mountain. It looks like we're in the forest. Some kind of weird demon-themed mascot character. First reaction, I like this cat girl's design. It's a little bit goth. She's got very large ears. And like the little hints of green make her stand out a bit more. He does not look like a Japanese high schooler. He looks like a vampire. Like, isn't this giving coffin and vampire? Am I just goth pilled? Or like, the elf girl looks a little bit more generic, possibly. But like, they gave her leggings with her mini dress. I'm literally wearing leggings with a mini dress right now. Who am I to argue? And this character does not look like a standard harem character. This character looks like a young boy. Or, because, like everyone else I've been watching Dungeon Meshi, Chilchuckish? It's not revolutionary or blowing my mind, but it looks perfectly fine. Isekai Suicide Squad! Oh shit, I did hear that this was coming out. Okay, we need to find out if I need to be up to date on Suicide Squad stuff before I watch this, because I've been meaning to watch, like, Birds of Prey, but I haven't yet. Yeah, this is a DC Comics Suicide Squad isekai. And I will say, if I have to watch another isekai, I'm very happy if it's, like, fucking Harley Quinn who's been isekai'd. I don't know the Suicide Squad very well, but it looks pretty cute. Oh, there's going to be so much cosplay. It took like 2 or 3 years for us to stop seeing Harley Quinns at Halloween over here. This must be an isekai character, right? Ooh, I like the black ink dripping down. Normally, I don't like where it feels like maybe everyone... Oh, it's... No. if they were reduced to just taking screen caps instead of having an original poster made, I feel like they did the best with it because it kind of makes it look like they were torn out of something with the thick black line and the white kind of ripped paper. I'm not sure throwing every character in a giant blob of characters that have no relationship to each other is the best way to make a poster. But for being a poster with a bunch of characters, like, screen capped and just put together in a big blob, I think this is about as effective as that kind of design is going to be. Isekai Yururi Kiko Kosodatte Shinagara Bokensha Shimasu. So, is our, like, isekai guy watching, like, twin children? I don't have a lot to say. It looks very slice of life and potentially pleasant, but probably too dependent on, like, if the children are tolerable or not. Kaminoto Tower of God, 2nd season. It's been a while since the 1st season, but, like, I do not recognize these characters. So are they new characters? Is there a time skip? We've got a strong focus. The silhouettes of other characters is a nice way of, like, if someone's into the source material and they see this and they know who that is from the silhouette and they're excited. So it's a nice way to give them that without making it a giant crowd shot. Don't really get the white blur at the bottom, but... Okay, if I didn't know anything about the show, okay, I would say it's a strong poster, actually. Kijin Gento Show. We've got an adventurer dude with a sword, a priest lady praying, a small girl with a bandage over her eye, who I would presume is, like, the little sister, a demon bro with, like, a clearly evil woman, but the demon bro is allowed to be, like, totally non-human, and she's still designed to look, like, gorgeous. The only interesting things to me is the, like, I guess it's, like, blue strands of fabric that either have been dyed red or possibly dyed with blood wrapped around his sword. Yeah, like, even the scenes in the background look totally disconnected from each other. So they've just put him in front of these, like, screen caps. But it's giving, like, 2000 straight-to-DVD OVA or something. No, I'm not excited by that poster. Kimi to boku no saigo no sensho. Arui wa Sekai ga Hajimaru Seisen Season 2? I did watch it. I dropped it. I said it was horrible. Wow. I don't give a score that low. That said, the poster, if I didn't know anything about it, which I basically don't, because I don't actually have memories of watching the 1st season. If I didn't know anything about it, I would actually be moderately intrigued by this, because we got 3 girls with no guys. She's casting magic. That's an interesting dress design. So, based on the poster, moderately interested. Based on the fact that I dropped the 1st season, I'm not watching this. Koi wa futago de warikirenai. Okay, so a boy as he falls in love with twins. Okay. Sorry, that title threw me for a loop. I was like, is this a lesbian romance between identical twins? Because what the... Don't think I wouldn't watch that, but I was not expecting that. Alright, Mind wipe. We're looking at the poster. I still think this gives girl, but, like, in a very Sailor Uranus way, where you're like, okay, but are they, like, gender fluid or, like, non-binary? This one is a lot more femme. They are obviously, like, twins or sisters. They're in high school. The poster is giving romance, which is part of what was throwing me in combination with the title. But just the, like, hazy nothing background. I'm, like, really in between these. Whatever, we'll give it a pass. It's fine. Kono sekai wa fukanzen sugiru. This is another case of, I think this is actually a good poster from a design point of view. It has a sense of motion. I feel like it's giving an indication of the tone of the series. It looks kind of light and bubbly and comedic. We've got, like, this buff adventure dude reaching for what appears to be a broken phone or tablet while, like, everything crumbles around them. There's monsters, there's characters. But we're falling into the trap where I do not like any of these designs. I don't like the looks of him. I don't like the looks of her. I don't like the looks of this thing. I don't like the looks of these monsters. In terms of poster design, it's somewhere here. But in terms of, like, I hate these character designs, it's somewhere here. So I guess the average is that. Madogushi Dahlia wa utsu mukanai. I think I like this. We've got a redheaded girl standing in the center, holding a bunch of, like, parchment paper, throwing up a pair of glasses. Which, if you're in a fantasy world, you should really treasure your glasses, because most people probably don't have them, and you might not be getting any more, and if you do, they're probably going to be crazy expensive. There's, like, an obsidian black dagger here. What I presume is, like, her as a younger child back here, based on the coloration. He looks like bland nothing, but whatever. At least the focus is on her, especially if this is also her. That's 2/3 her. And there's, like, colorful swirls of magic and, like, diamonds and flowers all over. It looks very feminine and pretty and magical in a way that, like, appeals to my younger child self. Like, one of my favorite movies growing up was The Last Unicorn. I mean, The Last Unicorn is kind of goth if you think about it, though. Oh, God. Make heroine ga o sugiru. So, unless I'm fucking up my kanji really bad, does that mean, like, loser heroines? Too many loser heroines, if that is the name, is a pretty appealing name. We've got some high school girls, but, like, real variety of characters. There's no, like, pretty default long blonde hair girl at all. This one has a darker skin tone than you typically see. This one has kind of wild blue hair. And this one looks like a shy, maybe she's a lower classmate. Maybe she, like, is missing a growth spurt or something. Wow, I would not want to have that school uniform myself. Like, can you imagine having, like, 4 bow ties, like, on your blouse? I also like that each girl kind of has her own background. Because, like, she's giving bookish, she's giving, like, naturey down to earth, and then she's got clouds behind her, so maybe she's, like, a dreamer, like, her vision's always up in the sky or something. It is kind of another case of, like, are these just cropped out of different scenes? But another case where, like, if that is what they had to do, someone really made something of it. Don't go quoting my translation of that title, because I do not have a high confidence level there. But I do like that poster. I would want to watch that show. That looks appealing. Mao-gun Saikyou no Majutsushi wa ningen datta. Alright, so he's not the Mao. He's not the Demon Lord, because she looks like the Demon Lord. Is that also her? Or just a different demon who looks a lot like her? I like that the Demon Lord's castle looks kind of cathedral-ish. I like this witch character. Not that there's anything super stand out about her, I just like that kind of design in general. What I don't like is he looks like standard fantasy isekai main character dude. Although his staff is interesting and his mask is interesting. And then all of the women are drawn to be appealing. Not that we can see the Demon Lord a lot, but this might be her as well. And then the male demons are, like, the pig guy and this, like, knight guy. Why can't we get pig women? Why do the women have to be appealing? Given how many characters are on the poster, they've done a little bit more with the design. Like, these two look antagonistic. She's in the background watching over everything, looking over everything, maybe judging everything. I feel like I'm not going to like it because I feel like it's going to be, like, some harem-y shit, and that's why all the women are like this. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want to like things. I do. I want to like things. I want things to be good. Anime being good is good. Good anime is good. Oh, save me. Mayonaka Punch. Whoa! Oh, I like this a lot. I'm assuming this character is a girl. She's giving, like, non-human or maybe demon. She's got, like, the colorful hair, huge eyelashes, the, like, thick eyebrows, and, like, the one tooth. Now, in anime, that could be a human character design. But, you know, she's got like this black cold shoulder and collar look, which is fun. And she's holding up a tablet. Oh, I forgot to mention, in case someone is not looking at the screen, she's friggin' upside down. She's like hanging off the top of the screen, holding a tablet. The character in the tablet is right side up. She looks like a pretty confident human girl, and she's punched the tablet from inside the tablet and like shattered it out. Oh, this is that is a nice looking poster. That is slick, that is colorful, it's arresting. You're like, what is happening here? Mob kara hajimaru tansaku eiyu tan. I think she looks awesome. I think she looks so cute. She's got long blue hair, a little silver tiara, kind of knightly armor, but it's very feminine. Like her skirt looks like a petal. And then like her arm has turned into like a giant metal spear. She has adorable little angel's wings. And then there's this dude. At least he doesn't look like he's in a high school uniform, but he does look like he's just about to go spray some graffiti. This castle-like structure is interesting. The structure of it is kind of like a castle or a mountain, but it looks very modern. And there's like a volcano and like a roller coaster over here. I like that the poster is not cluttered. I like the world building the poster is suggesting, and I love her design. If he was not in the poster, or if he looked interesting, I would also give this like a definitely, but he's holding it back. He's giving it a maybe. Na nare hana nare. Okay, we have what appears to be a bunch of high school girls. These two look like they're probably in the same uniform. Her uniform looks different. Her uniform is definitely different. They seem to be in like an old style Japanese mall. Like maybe even an underground mall. But what I do like is we have a character in a wheelchair, which is interesting and we don't get to see a lot of. And I would love to see some insights into how a character with a wheelchair lives her life in Japan. Oh, they've got that thing going where like they have a hair color, but they have like an inside hair color. Oh, why? Kilts don't do that. For some reason, this one girl is drawn in such a way where her kilt is like demonstrating her vagina. I want to be excited for this, but the poster just does not look good. The way they're cropped in and the sizes are all wonky and like, why is that drawn like that? The background looks better than they do. Sports. Was not expecting to see a sports tag. I think this is a really ugly poster. I want the show to be good. 6 high school girls, a few of them from different schools, one of them in a wheelchair. I want that to be good. Naze boku no sekai o dare mo oboete nai no ka? I think the title of this show is Why Does Nobody Remember My World? Which is a hell of a name. So we've got an angelic woman tied up in chains to a very technological looking tower. There are not very pretty CG feathers flying around her. Her wings are really interesting to me because they're like coming out of her lower back instead of the upper back. And also they're like black at the top, but then they go to white. Now it's kind of like a lazy gradient. Like it's not like the individual feathers are black to white, but more like it's like this strip around them. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about her headgear. Like that seems like it's part of her headgear, not ears. And then there's a flower. I don't know how I feel about like the key image for your anime being a woman in bondage. And not in a fun way. Not in a consensual looking way. I'm going to give it at least a maybe watching. There are some tones or suggestions that make me a little uncomfortable, but it could be good. There's one of the covers from the Angel Sanctuary manga has a naked angel woman in a cage. And I love that image and I love that manga. And you could say that these have similar strange tones about them. The Nier anime, second season. Hopefully they don't have as many production issues as they did with the first season. Love the, simplicity. Just two characters maybe sleeping or maybe passed out on some stonework. You see the shadow of a tree, but no actual nature in the image, and it's just all gray tone. I don't think I can remove my bias because I love the Nier Automata game, and I enjoyed the first season of the anime despite some issues. So I'm really excited for it in general, but I do think that is a strong poster. If I didn't know anything about Nier, and there's, this short-haired woman, this, super twinky boy lying here, it's intriguing even if you don't know what's happening. She's got her sword there. I think I would still be interested even if I wasn't already interested. I said I was going to get a cola 2 shows ago. Nigejozu no Wakagimi. Right away we're getting the sense that this is historical, maybe fantasy Japan based on their costumes. We've got a nice gender balance. I really like the flow of the poster. Your eye is just drawn in this circle based on the semicircle the characters are making. They're all reaching into the center, and then this guy's luscious hair making the other half of the circle. And then, the burning city behind them. They are, very cartoony looking designs, though. They don't look super serious. I think, yeah, I'm interested based on that poster. The character designs are not my favorite, but they look fine, and the thought behind the poster is great. Sengoku Yoko Senma Konton Hen. I think I already dropped this anime, but what a fucking sick poster. What a fucking sick poster! Holy shit! Frame it and put it up on the wall. A long dragon with really dark colors. A crescent moon. Some kind of black spirits with purple gaping maws. A white-haired character in ripped clothes with some kind of fucked up arm. Crying in a red lake with the moon's reflection, and then the character's reflection in the lake has glowing red eyes and is black silhouetted, demonic. This is fucking sick. I believe I dropped this show already, but this is a fucking sick poster. That might be the best poster of the seasan. Shinmai Osan Bokensha Saikyo Party ni shinu hodo kitaerarete muteki ni naru. Osan means old man, and I get the impression that since it's in the title, it's the main guy, but he doesn't look that old, aside from his frowny wrinkles on his forehead. He's probably younger than me. Getting tired of anime calling me old.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
The giant, pale orc is a character design I don't think I've seen before ever. We've got an elfy looking guy. He looks like he's got a gun. Lolly vampire demon girl. Darker skinned, white haired maid whose outfit is really emphasizing her breasts. It's not super appealing. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm gonna give it the pass because it doesn't look like some mega harem shit. At least we have one waifu girl and not a million waifu girls. Maybe 2 if you count the lolly. Please don't count the lolly. But I'm really in the middle there on the poster. Especially because I do not like the main guy, and he's probably the main character. Shoshimin series. So we have 2 high school students. They look relatively realistic, on an anime scale. They don't look very cartoony. They have mostly realistic colorations. They're kind of swirling around in the center of the poster. She's upright, he's upside down, he's in a very pensive position, and they're surrounded by desserts. Mystery, not romance, eh? I think it's a very cute poster. I think it's not giving me mystery. Shy, second season. I watched season 1, I liked season 1. Time to pretend I don't know what this show is about. We got 2 women in like quasi-action poses. The one who I happen to know is the main character is in like a superhero costume with wristbands. And then this one it's probably still a superhero costume given the show, but it's much more like Miko coded. Like it's much more like Shrine Maiden looking. She's got a sword and like doing like a ninja pose. The color scheme is really pretty. They both have predominantly white costumes, but with like some pink and some red. We've got the red echoed in the shrine gate, which ties back to the Miko girl. And then we have some pink Sakura, which ties back in. Looks actiony, looks pretty. The character designs are appealing without being like ridiculously sexualized, and the color palette's really nice. I think that's a nice poster. Tasogare out focus. We have a bunch of high school boys, and possibly the teacher? It's very like washed out, but in a clearly intentional way. Considering it's got, like, focus as part of the title. Like, out focus. Like, out of focus. And it is kind of a little out of focus. But it's, like, kind of giving, like, sparkly sunny day. This guy's hunched over his laptop. It has a nice vibe, but it's not that interesting overall as a poster. So somewhere in here, except it's a romance tag and everybody on the poster is a guy. And I know what that means. That means I'm going to enjoy it. Tsue to Tsurugi no Orestria. God, this is the second poster this season where the poster is predominantly white and there is a blue-haired woman who I think has a nice character design, and then there's just this boring guy. Oh, I gotta love when coincidences like that happen. So she's giving, like, goddess. Like, oh my goddess, like really old school anime goddess. She looks a bit more of a woman and less like a girl. She's got cute strappy heels, a flowing dress. You can tell she has a nice figure, but it's not like, it doesn't look ecchi in this pose. Her hair's very flowy. She's holding a dagger up to her cheek with like a coy smile. Like, what? And then there's this dude who has too many belts. Like, Squall Lionheart would tell you that's too many belts, brah. And then, like, somehow he has, like, a cape with a cowl, but it's, like, a cowl. It couldn't possibly be a hood because it's not big enough, even though it's really big. And then the cape is, like, really small. Are those goggles? Is this Digimon? Look at his fucking Peter Pan ass boots. Okay, I will say, I think his design is goofy and kind of bad, but that's kind of making me like it. Like, they're trying something. He's not just wearing a white shirt and plain pants and a cloak. Like, he's got a vibe going on. The vibe is a little Seto Kaiba meets Squall Lionheart, but, you know, we're getting something. VTuber nanda ga haishin kiri wasureta ra densetsu ni natteta. Oh, this is so busy. They really said we gotta make sure we got everything in here. Literally just filling up the whole poster, flying all over the place. So the title has VTuber in it, and these two girls are very similar, so I'm gonna assume this is like the real girl and this is the VTuber version. They look a little too similar. I'm hoping that's because, like, I don't know, she's gotten isekai or magic powers or something that made her turn into her VTuber self or something, because otherwise, like, why not just be a YouTuber if you look that cute? Like, why be a VTuber? We've got non-alcoholic beer. I will say that most of these girls, like, only one of them is in what's obviously a high school uniform. I genuinely, it's so busy. 20-year-old? See, not high school? I like that part. I like the idea of it being comedy slice of life with a bunch of girls, assuming it's not ecchi, but the poster actually hurts my eyes. Katsute maho shoujo to aku wa tekitai shite ita. It says TV short. I'm curious to see how many episodes it is. I don't usually include things in the TV short section, but I really like this poster. And it says Maho Shoujo. Is this her Maho Shoujo staff with, like, that star? I like her ridiculous bell sleeves that aren't even attached to her outfit. It said something about Aku, which can mean, like, demon or evil. So it's like the Maho Shoujo falls in love with, like, the bad guy. I don't love the gray in the background, but I do like all the pretty blue flowers. I would be interested in watching this. I wonder how many episodes it is. Comedy, fantasy, bones. But, like, that's a nice enough poster that I stopped and looked at it, even though I was going through a section that I mostly just ignore for this. Leftovers, I already dropped this. Oh my god. I didn't watch the first season yet, leave me alone. I think this is not for me, but from the first episode, I think there's a lot of quality, and if the comedy works for you, then I recommend. I did not like this, and I still haven't watched Hiroaka. 7 seasons in, oh my god. Oh shit, this has already started! Dead, 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 demons, dead, 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 destruction. So almost the entire poster is in, like, the blue version of grayscale. A really complicated looking sci-fi city or, like... Actually, they're looking up, so maybe that's, like, a really complicated sci-fi spaceship flying over top. We've got some high school girls. They're in a really cartoony style, which is not my favorite. Is she drooling? She's little skulls in her, like, twin tails. I don't like the girls. You remove the girls at the top from this poster, and I really like this poster. That's already started. But Anichart puts it in summer, so I'm not going to start, and I'm just going to watch it in the summer. Ha 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 ha! I'm busy. I'm so busy. Oh, no. Again, if the girls weren't there in the corner looking really goofy and cartoony, I think I would probably give it the more excited one, but... We've got, like, a Suicide Squad and Terminator, like, anime project in the same season. What is happening? I mean, I think it's a very effective poster. It's nearly stark black with some glowing red background to emphasize the glowing red eyes of the Terminator. It looks like it's the Arnold model. I'm going to have to decide if I consider the Terminator series something I've dropped, as I don't remember particularly liking any of the movies I watched after T2. But it being an anime, it might be a more original property. I don't know. It's a good poster. So, best poster, worst poster. Let's go. I already know the best poster. The best poster is this one, Sengoku Yoku Senma Kontonhen. It's so good it makes me want to, like, pick up the show again. This poster, VTuber Nanda ga Haishin Kiri Wasureta ra Densetsu ni natta, actually hurts my eyes to look at because it's so incredibly busy. Although also a special shout out to the, like, chubby elf fetish poster, which is almost certainly on the thumbnail for this video. Oh god, it feels like I'm going to be watching a lot of shows, though. 40 shows. 42 if you count the 2 OVAs. I gotta watch 40 shows. I don't usually say this, but like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky. I have a WordPress where I keep updated which projects I'm currently working on and their current progress. At least I have some time off work in July. I guess I'll be spending that time watching anime. Alright, that's it. Bye-bye. It was giving me more slice of life and less romance. But, slice of life, slice of rice. Slice of rice.